What, they stopped playing?
They had to eventually.
No rest for the weary Syracuse team. Fresh, if that's the word. From the second longest Division I game ever, the Orange had to turn around and play West Virginia. And Bob Huggins, who, these guys are superstitious. Going back to the yellow tie, the black striped shirt. It's a good look. I'm not saying it's not. Johnny Flynn kicks it out to Andy Routens, who knocks down the three-pointers.
Dry cleaner. That's
Syracuse by 7 during a timeout. Huggins,
and a new clipboard.
New clipboard as well. He's going to keep the suit. Going to need a new clipboard. Closing seconds of the first half. Darryl Bryant hits the 3. Syracuse going the other way. Eric Devendorf. This looks vaguely familiar. Remember Thursday night, the disputed bucket at the buzzer. This time, oh, we're going back over there. Well, you know what happened on Thursday. The semifinal against UConn. Devendorf with this huge shot that ultimately was called off because they reviewed it and he was tardy by a fingertip, and we wound up playing the 6 overtimes. This time, after they called that one off, this time around, no question. And it was a much deeper shot from about 65 feet.
It's a recurring theme.
Basically, yeah.
It really become part of his game.
The 65-footer?
Sure.
Orange leading by 7 at the break. Just over a minute to go. West Virginia down 3. We're scrambling. Everybody fighting for it down on the floor. Who's got fresh legs? Everybody's got fresh legs. Darryl Bryant grabs it, calls timeout, heads up play there. West Virginia takes possession. Next possession, 50 seconds to play. Deshaun Butler, no. Wellington Smith working the boards. Mountaineers down a point. 20 seconds to go. Flynn, who played 67 minutes on Thursday, drives, takes it to the rim. He gets fouled. Huggins and the suit can't believe it. Flynn makes the first on the second attempt. No! Didn't miss a free throw in the entire game Thursday. Under 10 seconds to go. Devin Ebanks drives. He's going to go to the line. Ebanks, he's talking to the ball. That should have gone. You should have gone in, but it didn't. He made the first. Ebanks makes the second as well and ties it up at 63. You're kidding me. More overtime for the Orange. Flynn played all 40 minutes in regulation after the 67 Thursday. Orenze Oniaku feeds the cutting Flynn. He had 15 points and 9 assists. West Virginia up 3 now. Bryant blocked by Devendorf. Devendorf leaks out. Easy lay in the other way. Syracuse hangs on again by 5. Jim Boeheim, how's the energy level?
Louisville with a chance for its first Big East tournament title. First, though, they'd have to survive Friday's semifinal date with Villanova. The problem was the way they were playing the first half, it looked like they might not. Corey Fisher send it in. Coach Pitino, how about the old first half effort?
Really disappointed in our veterans because they know how to play against Villanova. They know how to play against the Marquettes of the world, and we're just doing a very poor job of going one-on-one too much.
But Corey, second half, boy, did they get it together. Earl Clark for 3. He had 17. Here they come. They're back within 5. The extra pass here later in the game. Andre McGee for 3. Splattered all over Manhattan. Cardinals down 2. Terrence Williams. The pick. Jerry Smith, he had 16. Louisville started the half with a 17-2 run, so they figured it out in the locker room at halftime. Cardinals shot 51% in the second half, hit 8 of 13 threes. Louisville beats Villanova. Their last conference tournament title came in 2005, Conference USA.
ACC, Maryland fans are glued to Joe Lunardi these days, and as of 7 o'clock Eastern time on Friday night, Lunardi had the Terps on his first 4 out of the tournament list. Then the Terps tipped with Wake Forest. Grievous Vasquez, an emotional leader for this team, trying to change Joe's thinking, knocks down the 3, blows a kiss on his way back the other way, smooth. Maryland up 5 at the half. Second half, different end, same result. Off the curl, the 3 drops. Maryland up by 12. Vasquez, cross court to Sean Mosley. Locked and loaded for a 3 of his own. The bench can feel it. Terps up by 15. Vasquez misses the 3. Dave Neal collects the rebound, lays it in. Everybody helping out. Maryland up 56-43. And Joe was watching. He's like Santa Claus that way.
Van Pelt's all over Lunardi, too, like a cheap suit.
At 8:55, Lunardi's got him in the last 4 teams in the tournament. Vasquez kicks it to Neal. Another time, Maryland, another signature win.
More ACC quarters, Duke and BC. Remember, Boston College just beat Duke last month at Chestnut Hill. Was Duke's first loss to BC since '85. Tyrese Rice to beat the first half buzzer at 17. They're up 7 at halftime on the Dukies. Second half, though, Kyle Singler for 3. He had 26, matching a career high. Now it's the Blue Devils up by 8. Back comes BC. Biko Paris It's a one-point game. And yes, we'll always have Paris. He had 15. This is a biggie. It'll tie it at 63. Under a minute to go. Gerald Henderson, 16 for Henderson. Duke shot 63% in the second half. They're up 1. Next Eagles possession. Paris's pass. Deflected by Singler. John Shire is fouled, but he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. So Al Skinner, they got a timeout. They drew something up, and Skinner said, we didn't get the shot that we wanted in the timeout. Raheem Sanders not there. Blue Devils into the ACC semis. They'll face Maryland. BC will wait. They are 22-11. They lose here. UCLA colliding in the Pac-10 semis. Ben Howland's Bruins had won the previous 4 meetings in 9 of the last 11, but they didn't count on DeMar DeRozan for the send it in. Oh, wow. He had 21 and 13. Freshmen from Compton are up 5 at halftime. Second half we go. Still up 5. Daniel Hackett fighting that LA traffic. USC's up 7, and you know what? They would open it up from there. Dwight Lewis, DeMar DeRozan, again. 9-point lead. He's not done yet, though. USC. The Trojans snapped their 4-game losing streak against the Bruins. They are into the Pac-10 final. They beat UCLA by 10.
Washington won the regular season title. The Huskies up against 10th-ranked Arizona State. There, they're Washington. Oh, yeah, they're howling. Oh, they did so in the regular season. James Harden. Intensity picks up in the second half. Arizona State up by 11. Harden hits the layup, draws the foul. After the play, Harden bumps into Vanoy Overton. Overton says going to tug on Harden's jersey. It's a very Euro move. Arizona State's Derek Glasser lingers over Overton. We've got issues. We've got a standoff. Did not, did to. My dad's bigger than your dad. Lorenzo Romar gets out there to protect his guys.
Someone's been disrespected. Apparently.
Oh, exactly. Overton's reenacting the incident. This is what, see what he did? He pulled my jersey, and that's unacceptable. Technical fouls assessed for Harden, Glasser, and Overton. This is John Brockman just playing bucket and the foul. Huskies within 1 after the free throw. 3:30 to go. Derek Glasser knocks down the 3. They finish on a 17-5 run. Arizona State will play for their very first Pac-10 championship.
Everything pointed against Baylor in Friday's Big 12 semi against Texas. The Bears seeded only 9th at a 24-game losing streak against the Longhorns. Final minute or so, plays Darius Dunn, blocked by Damian James. The extension there. Ensuing inbound, and look what ensues. Dunn. The step back 3, he had 16, and the Bears are up by 2. Under 30 seconds left, 3-point game done. Not so much. Curtis Geralds is there, though. Now Texas, he got a foul. Down 5. They need some points, and they need him quick. A.J. Abrams, way downtown, bang. He had 20. They're back within 2. Down 4 here. The Baylor Bears snap a 24-game losing streak against the Longhorns. Baylor is the 9 seed. No team seeded lower than 3rd has ever won the Big 12.
6 seed left as the Tigers took the court with Oklahoma State. That's Byron Eaton, so important to Oklahoma State. He had 16 against the Sooners on Thursday night, driving in transition, trips on his own feet and goes down. And Cowboys, got to worry about that. X-rays were negative. Cowboy up. There he is.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Eaton comes out of the tunnel, ready to go. Passes to Obi Manello, knocks down the 3. This Oklahoma State team takes and makes more threes than anybody in the Big 12. They weren't falling for much of the game. Matt Lawrence knocks down a 3 for Mizzou. Tigers up by 7. Inside, they'll go to Leo Lyons. Good lefty finish. He had 15 points, 7 boards. Tigers up by 6. Lawrence one more time. Gets those shoulders squared, and he can knock it down from just about anywhere. Mizzou up by 8. They win it by 8. Number 1, North Carolina without Conference Player of the Year, Ty Lawson against Virginia Tech in the ACC quarters. It was a struggle. Tech led 56-55. Malcolm Delaney, the pass between his legs for A.D. Vasayo. He had 26. Wayne Ellington, finger roll and the foul. Missed the free throw. Game tied at 69. Malcolm Delaney buried it. The three-pointer puts the Hokies up by 3. Vasayo, baby hook won't go. Sticking to it himself. Tech up 76-75. Flashback to last year's ACC semifinals. Lawson with the miss. Tyler Hansbrough with .8 left on the clock to beat the Hokies. Part of the Hansbrough legend in Chapel Hill. He's still pumping those fists. Seth Greenberg's like, enough with this guy. Let's get him out of here. Back on Friday, Hansbrough on the wing, drives, gets the roll. 12th lead change of the second half. Hansbrough had 20 of his 28 after halftime. Time for Tech. Malcolm Delaney drives and dishes it to Thompson. Hansbrough got a hand on it. It's a jump ball. What do you think? Flesh on leather. Seth Greenberg obviously was desperate for the call, which would not come. Psycho T just out of his head, excited, but still some time left. Vasallo gets it, gets a shot off. It won't go. Tech 8 of 19 from 3. They could have used a 9th, and the Heels hang on. Number 1 heads to the ACC semis.
A win over Georgia Tech would put Florida State into the ACC semis for the first time since '92. That was the Noles' first year in the ACC. Here's Tony Douglas. He had 25. Underrated player. Under 5 minutes to play. Lewis Clinch, 3 of his 25. Georgia Tech back within 3, coming off the upset of Clemson. Final minute, Zachary Peacock. 1-point Georgia Tech lead. Douglas, the guy's triple teamed. They don't panic, though. They don't force anything up there. No bad shots. We're just going to take a timeout and regroup. Okay, that's good coaching. Inbounding, Derwin Kitchen, the and 1. FSU's up by 2. Under 5 to go. Iman Shumpert needs this one. Seminoles, though, snap a streak of 11 straight losses in the quarters. Florida State into the ACC semis, where they get North Carolina. They hold on and win here. Well, what in the name of Togo Palazzi happened to Holy Cross Friday, you ask? Well, they ran into Jeff Jones, an American. The Crusaders, an American in the Patriot final. Brian Gilmore gets that, and then he gets a tech for jawing at the Crusaders' Andrew Keister. That seems a little unnecessary.
Yeah, do it in the Big East.
Good point. Gilmore had 18. Second half, Garrison Carr for a 3. Garrison Carr for a 3. Stop me if you've heard this before. The Eagles into the NCAAs for the 2nd year in a row. They were 15 last year, lost to Tennessee. The Eagles win the Patriot.
Seems like Americans should win the Patriot more often.
Good point.
Michigan State shooting for a number 1 seed up against Minnesota in the Big Ten quarterfinals. Spartans had beaten Minnesota twice this season by a total of 41. This one was more of a struggle. Paul Carter drives, rebounds his own miss, finishes. Minnesota up by 4. Big Ten Player of the Year, Kalen Lucas. Going to work just before halftime, drives, misses, sticks with it, and finishes it just before the buzzer. Spartans up by 3 at the half. Second half, Michigan State inspired. Travis Walton, Raymar Morgan on the business end of the alley-oop. Michigan State up by 5. On the break, Lucas to Walton to Darrell Summers. Michigan State up by 6. Walton then the alley-oop to Marquise Gray. He'll finish as well. Tom Izzo said it wasn't pretty, but the Spartans will take it. They win by 8. They've now won 6 in a row.
Well, the highlights look pretty good to me. Chester Frazier watching his Fighting Illini take on Michigan in the Big Ten quarters. Frazier out with that hand injury, so Calvin Brock in for Frazier, guarding Manny Harris, and Manny Harris just couldn't get it done. Only had 9 points. Yeah, second half, Mike Davis. It's a 7-point Illini lead here as Davis goes in. Up 17, the Illini. Oh, it's a laugher on the bench there. Jeff Jordan, the steal. Thank you very much. Ahead to Calvin Brock. It's a 19-point Illinois lead. Mike Tisdale finds Davis inside. Davis had 22 and 10. The Illini, 24 and 8. They are into the Big Ten semis. Illinois beats Michigan 60-50.
Penn State's a little bubbly and facing Purdue on Friday in the quarterfinals. Chris Kramer. When people talk about Big Ten basketball, they complain about the low scores, the lack of athleticism. Look at Chris Kramer go to work. Purdue up 10-2. Robbie Hummel knocks down the 3. The Boilers put up 79 points. What do you want from these guys?
Come on.
79-65. Purdue. The Dew moves on.
Did they not watch the regular season? This is LSU and Kentucky. Jody Meeks and the Wildcats wearing black jerseys for luck on Friday the 13th. Well, it didn't really work. They got a basket there, but Meeks, the SEC scoring leader, had a season-low 8 points. Tasman Mitchell, 10-point LSU lead. Marcus Thornton had 21, so Kentucky is out in the quarterfinal. They lose to LSU 67-58, and even at this point, Billy Gillespie admits his team is a long shot.
The jersey
for the NCAA. Could be.
Wear
like South Carolina.
South Carolina.
One of their colors.
They could pull it off. South Carolina in some trouble. In the SEC against Mississippi State, Jarvis Bernardo into Phil Turner for the dunk. Mississippi State leads 43-42. Their first lead off the missed shot, Sam Muldrow. Rebound, put back, cuts it to a three-point game. Bulldogs up by 5. Bernardo drives, distributing to Turner.
Looks like a Dan Mullen-led offensive football play there.
And shine.
Sort of. More SEC quarters, Florida and Auburn. That's Billy Donovan. Second half, Irving Walker. Oh, Florida up by 5. Hey! Sort of launched into that generic guy there. Hey, here's Tay Waller for a 3. They're up 1. 5 minutes, Alex Tyus, the putback. Gators within 2. That's Alex Tyus. Lucas Hargrove. Back and forth we go. What a game this was. Tigers are up by 4. Final 30 seconds left. Corvatney Barber. He had 12 and 10. They're up 5. Walter Hodge for 3. My goodness, Florida back within 2. Down 3. 5 seconds to go. Irving Walker will get the shot, but Quantez Robertson gets a piece of it. Auburn has won 9 of 10. They are threatening to get into this thing. The Tigers snap a 10-game losing streak to the Gators. Xavier and Temple A-10 semis. Owls trying to become the first A-10 tournament back-to-back champs since they did it in 2000 and 2001. Second half, Deontay Christmas just inside the three-point line. The Owls are down 1. Final 2 minutes. Christmas open for 3. Temple's lead is 4. Christmas, it's unbelievable. He had 30, he had 20. Make that 20. Bad penmanship. Owls looking for win number 21. B.J. Raymond to tie. Xavier will have to go into the NCAAs as an at-large. Temple into the A-10 final against Duquesne. Reese Davis and friends heading into Selection Sunday.
Conference USA, which might as well be Conference Memphis. John Calipari's team trying to lead Memphis to a #1 seed. They have a chance. Antonio Anderson to the basket. He'll finish Memphis up by 17. They have made a mockery out of conference play. Anderson dribble drive, the pull-up jumper goes. Memphis up by 23. Anderson on the drive to Sean Taggart this time. The throwdown. Tigers rolling. Danelle Mack in transition. So good defensively. They've got the athletes to get out and run. Memphis is the first Division I program to win 30 games in 4 straight seasons. More on Friday's biggest winners and losers with Reese Davis.
Steve Fisher and the San Diego State Aztecs right on that NCAA bubble facing BYU. Final 30 seconds. Tim Shelton finds Lorenzo Wade. 16 of his 24 in the second half. The Aztecs are up by 3. Jimmer Fredette for 3. Fouled by Richie Williams, but the officials say Fredette's right foot was on the line, so that's a 2 and not a 3. He hit them both. 1.6 to go. It's stolen. San Diego State into the Mountain West final and maybe into the NCAAs as well at 23-8.
Back to the Atlantic 10. You saw Temple upset Xavier. Duquesne trying to meet the Owls if they could beat Dayton. Dayton swept them in the regular season. Marcus Johnson turns it over. Aaron Jackson gives, and Aaron Jackson gets it back. Aaron Jackson finishes, and the Dukes up by 9. 3:30 to go in the first half. Jackson lost it. Find Melquan Bolding for 3 of his 24. Second half, Dukes up 6. Jackson, the blow-by, 24 points for him. The Dukes head to the championship game of the conference tournament for the first time.